right, welcome back to American Sunrise. I'm Dr. G. Thanks for joining us this morning. We invite you to hop on in our conversation on YouTube, Getter, and Rumble. It is time now to take the political pulse of America and the beat today. A heated fight brewing inside the Florida GOP as Republican Congressman Byron Donalds called out what he says is a dangerous woke right movement trying to co-opt conservatism. The fireworks ignited at a Miami-Dade Republican fundraiser just days after a hardline anti-immigration candidate James Fischbach announced he's running against Donalds in the race for governor. The Florida Republican, who could become the state's first black governor, then urged his party to reject what he so-called soft bigotry and fear. Texas Senator Ted Cruz joined in, warning that anti-Semitism and bigotry are rising on the right as the 2026 election season heats up. Republicans in Florida appear to be facing a new sort of a civil war, a battle over the party's identity itself. Joining us now to unpack this and so much more is the co-host of Cowboy Logic right here on RAV, Donna Fiducia. The most fun name to say in television. Donna.
You got to be careful when you say it.
Yeah.
Hey, Fiducia.
Donna,
Yo.
Don't you think we have to be so careful about shutting free speech down and canceling people in the Republican Party that have differing opinions? I mean, I, for one, would love to work together to talk about these issues in a very public way without cutting each other down and deciding it's a civil war, so to speak. I don't think that's healthy.
Mm-hmm. Everybody seems to be looking out for their own backside, which is the problem. Everybody wants the glory. And if we don't work together, we don't stand together, we will certainly, or hang together, we will certainly hang separately. I think I've heard that before. Yeah. And Mark Mitchell has been just spot on, I hate to say it, with some of his look backs on what happened in New Jersey, what happened in New York City, how you go from a Donald Trump to, Mondami in New York City. But the real thing that kind of irks me at this point is the fact that nobody is actually looking at election integrity. We are so screwed if we don't look at election integrity. So there are reports now that there were 500,000 new voters in New Jersey. New Jersey didn't have 500,000 new residents in the last 4 years. Yeah. So this is a huge problem, and nobody seems to want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think it's because the left and the right are afraid to look at the voter rolls because maybe they weren't elected in the first place. Ever think about that? It's kind of scary. It really is.
Well, listen.
Then you have what's going on with the Republicans shooting themselves in the foot with this Arctic frost. I mean, seriously, I don't even know where to start with that one.
Well, listen, I don't even know. I can go a lot of different directions, but I want to come back to something Gina said in terms of the beginning part of the question about the censorship part of it. I mean, the way I see this whole thing on this anti-Semitic streak on the far right, I don't even consider them far right. I think they're the anarchist right is what they really are.
Yeah. David.
What? They are.
Some of them are, but not everybody who asks a question.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But that's not what I'm saying. I just want to be clear.
I think it's important.
Yeah, we got to distinguish. You want to question Israel up the proverbial yin-yang? Absolutely. That doesn't make you an anarchist, right?
Yes.
No, of course. I'm sorry. I should be very clear. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Nick Fuentes of the world, and I'm talking about the Candace Owens, and I'm talking about those type of crazy people. And here's my point, Donna, is that we can't be silent about those voices, and here's why. Because it's far more dangerous to do that because they're calling themselves America First. And that's the problem, because that type of rhetoric on the right, and I'm not saying they shouldn't be deplatformed, and I'm not saying they shouldn't be censored or canceled or anything like that. I'm not saying that. They can have I'm not saying to get rid of them. That's not what I'm saying. But we've got to call it out because that's more dangerous. The left, the Rashida Tlaibs and all those folks and stuff, I mean, we know where they stand, and they're a danger. We've already talked about that. But the reason those people are more dangerous is literally because they call themselves America First. And that's not America First. I'm talking about those people, not the folks that I already mentioned, the people that are questioning Israel. That's okay. But they're taking it to a different level, Donna.
Yeah, they certainly are. And, I thought that I was pretty much on top of a lot of things. I really wasn't even aware of Nick Fuentes all that much to begin with. Now he's, in the spotlight left and right everywhere. And, his conversation with Tucker. And the thing is, the Republicans, I've always said this, though, David, the Republicans shoot themselves in the foot all the time while the Democrats circle the wagons. And, there's got to be a happy medium in there somewhere, as you said, David, because at this point, we really need to stick together or else we are going to have some serious problems. You're Marxists on the left, and it doesn't matter. They all stick together. I mean, even John Fetterman, after his issue, was saying he's more scared of the left than he is of the right because of the death threats and people wanting him to get sick. I mean, it's really insane what's going on with the left. And yet on the right, we are kind of splintering. And if we can't pull things together, and we have to look to a Donald Trump to do this, I think a lot of the problems, though, are he's being shielded from all of this. And if we don't pull this together, we're screwed in the midterms, and they will impeach Trump all over again.
Donna, I'm glad you brought up the midterms because it feels like it's already started. Let's leave Georgia for a minute and go up to New York. Jack Schlossberg, he, of course, is the grandson of President John F. Kennedy. He has announced his intention to run to replace Jerry Nadler. Jerry Nadler, the congressman who, of course, is not running for re-election. What do you make of all of this? How good of a chance do you think he has there in New York?
Well, it's almost like a Mondani effect. I mean, he's a TikToker. There's videos now of him that he's pulled down of him doing a Nazi salute. I mean, he dances around, he's cool. I think sadly, history hasn't taught this kid anything. And I call him a kid. I'm sorry. He's been to Harvard and Yale. If he studied history, he would know Grandpa, John F. Kennedy Sr., would have been a conservative Republican by today's standards. And yet the entire Kennedy clan, with the exception of RFK Jr., and they're obviously mad at him, is so far to the left now, I don't even recognize them. Think about it, apparently it seems like it's more of a vanity project for him. He endorsed Biden. He endorsed Harris. He accused RFK Jr. of basically being a rabid dog. The whole family is split. I'd hate to see what's going on at Thanksgiving dinner up at the Kennedy clan in Massachusetts. That's all I can say. It'll be interesting. His siblings have also criticized Trump. It's I think his mother Caroline didn't want him to run. It's a mess.
I don't think the guy, Donna, has ever held a job. Has he? Has he had a job, or is he just like a trust fund kid?
Yeah, I think that's more like it. Yeah, I mean, he does TikTok videos. Have you seen the dancing around? Good-looking kid. But I mean, that doesn't do well in politics if you have nothing between your ears.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we want to get your reaction to this last minute provision added to the government funding bill. I mean, what's going on here? I know you're already I'm winding you up, Donna. It allows Republican lawmakers, in case everybody hasn't heard about this, that were targeted by Jack Smith's Arctic frost investigation, which is great, but they could receive up to $500,000, sitting senators, in compensation if they take legal action over government snooping, which includes those seized phone records. I'm curious to get your reaction to this. I can tell you this, Speaker Mike Johnson has said he was blindsided by this, and he's like, no, not going to happen. We're taking that out. We're removing that. That's ridiculous. Go ahead, Donna.
Well, we're from New York, David. Chutzpah is all I can say. Chutzpah and oi. I mean, this is unbelievable. And it's per whatever they have. If they have 2 emails, if they have a couple of cell phones, it's per device. Yes. So we're talking like $6-7 million each. Yes. And think of how fast they did that. Gee, couldn't they do that with the Jan 6ers? Well, Ivan Raiklin, who is a lawyer in his own right, has texted me something that basically says not limited to the Trump pardons, not limited to apparently Christina Bobb and also a bunch of other people, but still have not pardoned the Jan 6ers and the Proud Boys. I mean, the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. And I mean, what about them?
And Tina
They were in
Peters.
there for Arctic Frost. They were all listed. The J6 prison choir is in there. But this goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the segment. This is the Republicans, again, shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, these are conservative Republicans we thought were reliable, and all of a sudden they're trying to sneak in some money for themselves without a hearing or anything else, but not worrying about the Jan 6ers that still stand behind Trump 100%.
Yeah. And I just got to say this weekend while we're praying, always for our J6ers who still struggle with so much, also for Fetterman. But Tina Peters is very, very ill in prison.
Yep.
And I've been tweeting about it, trying to hope that somebody will listen. Anyway, Donna, what's happening this weekend at the barn party?
Well, it's just what we're actually going to talk about. Those not yet pardoned. We've got the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys, plus Sarah Maccabee and Shane Jenkins from the RAV Warehouse. We got an interview with them. And Shane Lamont's daughter, her father is in prison. He was in charge of all of the security for the Metro Police Department, whereas Yogananda Pittman has a cushy job at the University of Berkeley. She was the Capitol Police person in charge on January 6th. And look at all of the great stuff that's going on at Berkeley. She was in charge of security during the Turning Point USA latest fiasco that happened there. So if she's in charge of security and she's a free man, where Shane Lamont is in prison. Figure that one out. We're going to sort it all out for you.
Break it down on Barn Party. Don't miss it. Donna Fiducia, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks, Donna.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Hey, you guys, don't forget to join our RAV Ambassadors program. Here's a little preview of what you can expect. Take a look.
What if watching Real America's Voice was just the beginning? Introducing RAV Ambassadors, the new grassroots platform that turns viewers into leaders, connecting directly with hosts like Steve Bannon, Dr. Gina, and more.
Together, we're turning belief into action.
Inside the RAV Ambassadors Hub, you'll get exclusive updates, challenges, and behind-the-scenes missions straight from the people shaping the fight for faith and freedom. Every action you take, every share, post, and mission earns you points, badges, and ranks. Compete with patriots nationwide. Unlock rewards, exclusive gear, even chances to appear on air or attend live RAV events. But this isn't just about watching, it's about doing. Joining campaigns, volunteering locally, standing for truth. Together, we're not just a network, we're a movement.
One voice at a time.
Scan the QR code or go to ravambassadors.com to join now.
Because America's voice is your voice.
And coming up, it's time to spill some tea as American Sunrise continues right after this.